Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. My name is Mr. Khirol Azuddin and I'm the State Technical Officer for Mini Documentaries Secondary School. And together with me is Madam Asdilla, and she's the State Technical Officer for Primary School. Right, so today I'm going to present to you on Mini Documentary Competition. So, what is mini documentary? So basically, mini documentary is a short film, okay, and it is factual, that you want to highlight real life events. And no matter what you use, whether it's a phone, whether it's a DSLR, whether it's just a compact point and shoot camera, it doesn't matter as long as it can record. So, it is used for education and for historical records featuring real subjects. And when we mean real subjects, it's the people around you. Okay, depending on the topic, you might just go inside your to your village or even to your neighborhood area and just meet the people around you. And with that, we will have storytelling kind of delivery, and it is informative. And you might also include some narration in your film. So this competition is trying to encourage pupils and teachers as well to showcase their creative minds through video making. This will help the pupils to improve their English and become more aware of the current issues. Now, this presentation will focus on two structures. Okay, the first one, we will go and look at the judges and what they are looking for. And the second one, we will look at the teacher in charge on how to prepare your pupils for mini documentary. Okay, let's look at the scope of education, section 1, a guide. Okay, this is taken from the rubric itself, which is the concept paper, and I hope that you all must read the concept paper, because if you do not, then you will not understand what the judges will be looking at. Okay, so the first one is creativity, second one is language, the third one is overall coordination and quality of video, and the fourth one is positive values and messages. Okay, let's look at the first one, the creativity. Next. Okay, here are some of the questions that judges need to look at and understand. And obviously for teacher in charge, if you want to ensure that your pupils try to score well in during the judging, these are the things that you might want to attain when you are making the video. So the first one, we are looking at originality or authenticity. Okay, does the documentary present a fresh perspective or approach on a familiar topic in a unique way, whether it's a new, novel, or unique? You will see some of the topic can be quite usual, but does it have a unique perspective? Whether it challenge the viewer's assumption, because sometimes when you look at the topic itself, this is something that I have heard before, but is it something new to your eyes? So that is what you might want to focus on. Next, the music and scenes. Does the film utilize music and visuals to effectively create a mood, atmosphere, and also enhance the narrative? Then lastly, is it informative and engaging? Does it strike a balance between educating the viewers and keeping them captivated? Because documentary is not just like any normal film. Documentary can sometimes be very flat, but you see, can it be informative and also engaging? That's the challenge that the pupils need to address to. Okay, next. We look at the language itself. Does it provide suitable commentary? Is the overall pronunciation comprehensible? Okay, and does the presenter inside the video, does he has a good fluency? Next, appropriate tone. Is it suitable for the documentary itself? Whether it targets the correct audience, because when you are dealing with documentary, you are talking to your audience. And lastly, whether you use appropriate language register. Is the language level for the topic is somewhere accessible to the audience? We do not want something that is too difficult for the audience to understand, and then they might feel bored with the video, and then they might just feel, I don't want to read or watch this documentary anymore. That's why choosing an appropriate language register is important as well in this part of the language criteria. Next. Now we look at the overall coordination and quality of video. We look at the development and the continuity, whether it has built a logical narrative with a clear progression of idea. Now, when we talk about documentary, usually we start with talking about what is the issue. Then we dive into the issue itself, and then we try to find some people to talk about the issue. Then we might also look at whether there is any solution provided from real-life event or real-life case studies. Then we might want to conclude it. So whether there is a progression, whether there is logical, then it is something that has a continuity. Then we look at the editing in terms of the transition and flow. Are the scenes seamlessly connected to make it smooth, just like your essay? Whether the essay start from the introduction until the end, whether does it flow cohesively. That is just like how it is in mini drama. Then we look at design, whether for the overlays and the visual cues, whether the overlay graphics and or visual cues, it enhance the story or not. Then we look at cinematography, the composition of the recording, the camera work. This I will be talking about this later for the teacher in charge, but judges might want to look at this to ensure that whether it is visually engaging towards the audience. Then lastly, we look at the music effect. Does it enhance the mood and atmosphere of the documentary? We do not want the music to be, we do not want it to be, it doesn't have any kind of music. It will be very, very bland. So that's why some music is embedded inside the documentary to ensure there's mood. Next, lastly, a positive value. Does the documentary have a clear message or takeaway that resonates with the audience? If the documentary does not deliver any kind of message or doesn't raise any kind of awareness, then what's the point of a documentary itself? Okay. Next, we look at scope of education for section 2. For section 2 is Q&A session. Although at district level, you do not need to have any sort of Q&A session with your pupils, but we encourage the teacher in charge to prepare your pupils, because we never know if they are chosen to the state level, that if they do not have the capacity to answer the Q&A session, then it will be quite daunting for your pupils. It will be very difficult for them to face the judges and listen to the questions and unable to answer them. So that's why at the very early stage, when you are joining this competition, when the students are preparing the mini documentary itself, have them ready about answering the questions. You can prepare them, and hence the reason why this guide will also help you in thinking of possible questions and also answers that your pupils could prepare themselves in answering it. Okay, the first criteria is the response to the questions, understanding of project as number 2, number 3, authenticity and quality of ideas, and number 4, the group dynamics. Let's look at criteria number 1, response to questions. We are looking at the clarity, relevance, and expertise. Okay, so these are the questions. I'm sure when you receive this video, you will also receive a PDF of it, so you can also always read it in soon. Okay, I will not delve too much inside this because this could be read later, and my focus is more on the teacher in charge itself. Okay, next. All right, don't worry, we're just going for a rewind. Just like a mini documentary where we have a flashback. Okay, forward. Now, here, knowing your project inside and out, this is where it's about understanding of project. So we look at the purpose, the subject knowledge, and narrative coherence. Okay, next, we look at the authenticity and quality of ideas. Of course, we want to know about the originality, the impactful concept, and unique perspective. The judges might ask your pupil about whether it showcases a unique and innovative approach to the topic. How? The judges might ask, how do you come up with the idea? Is it something that your teacher, asks you to do, or is it something that you discuss together with your partners? Okay, so this part, of course, you can read it inside the PDF, but we go to the next criteria, and the group dynamics. This is among the most important aspect as well in the session 2 or the Q&A session. Okay, first we look at the communication, collaboration, and equal contribution. Most importantly, I want to focus on the equal contribution. Just because in a team of movie making, we usually have a director, we have a script writer, we have an editor, and we may have the actor. For mini documentary competition, everyone must know their role, and everyone must know other people's roles as well. It doesn't work well if director only know what he's doing, or editor only care about what he's doing. Everyone must know what other people are doing as well, because we do not want the questions when posed to the student, he can't answer just because he doesn't know other people's role. So that's why everyone must equally contribute and know what is happening to be able to answer the question, because there might be a situation when the judge pick one participant, and then just because he cannot answer, the other people want to answer, The judges wouldn't want that. I want to listen to your answer. If that happen, how? So it's better for everyone to know what we or the team is doing, so that we will be able to answer all the questions that will be posed by the judges. Okay, next. Now, this is for the teacher in charge. What I think that teacher in charge need to know is how to help our pupils in terms of preparing for mini documentary. So here I will be showing you a checklist that you might want to see and have a look, so that you know the process of making mini documentary. So first we start with the step number 1, topic selection. When you come to topic selection, obviously inside the concept paper there are 3 themes provided. Choose which one that you feel like. Then we look at number 2, which is about research. Then you have to gather reliable information and take notes on key facts. If you are doing about nature, then you might have to research more about nature. If you are looking for about I'm not a robot, then go ahead, think. Maybe it's taking a point on psychological aspect, then maybe you have to go and research a bit about that. And okay, next we go to script writing. So you have to write a clear script, and that might include narration and dialogue. Remember, documentary is not just a film. It can also include a narration. It can also include a dialogue. When it comes to dialogue, it can mean in the interview or just an explanation itself. Then we look at storyboard creation. Okay, this storyboard creation is where you draw each scene and to describe visuals and actions. Later, I'll be showing you what a storyboard is. And then you have shot list, and we might want to list all the needed shots and plan camera angles. Then location scouting. We want to find filming locations and to check lighting and sound. I've seen certain team take the effort to go out from their school area, even to another city, just to take some shots, and they interview the people over there. So sometimes when you do that, it feels that you go beyond something that is normal to get a shot that is not normally taken, and that sometimes is a plus for me. Okay, next we look at equipment check, because we want to know whether you have the equipment or not, and obviously to test everything before filming. Okay, we look at the first one about the script writing. Okay, for example, here is a documentary script where we started with the documentary title. For example, exploring the depth, the hidden wonders of the ocean. Now we divided it into 3 columns. The first one we identify as scene 1, scene 2, scene 3. Then followed by video. What are the description about the video that is being shown, and also the audio. Okay, if you look at the narrator, we have VO. VO is voice over. Okay, this is sort of where the pupils are not appearing inside the video, but they have the voiceover saying, for example, welcome to Exploring the Depth, a journey into the mysteries and wonders of the ocean, Earth's largest and most enigmatic ecosystem. So a voiceover help in setting up the scene, okay, without having the pupils appearing inside the video. Next, you can have scene 2, talking about the montage of marine life, coral reef, deep sea creatures. If, for example, if the narrator, instead of having a voiceover, he or she dive inside the water, and then I don't know how can they speak inside the water. Obviously cannot. But perhaps if the scene is outside of the water, they are talking about it. Then that itself is a narration, except that they are appearing on the screen itself. Next, we have scene number 3. For example, footage of diverse marine species. You can have narrator number 2 talking to other people. Okay, for example, in an interview. So here, if you clearly state from scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, how the video progress, we will see, we'll be able to look at the script itself and plan what is going to be in each scene. Okay, so this is script writing. Okay, we go to the next one. It's about storyboard. Okay, storyboard, if you could see on the screen, is several boxes with images inside, and then you have some notes down there to depict what is happening in that particular box. So each box represents a scene. Okay, usually people will just sketch. Doesn't matter if we want to put up a good-looking hand drawing. Just a simple stick man drawing is also enough. You can just put and jot down what kind of shot do you want here, what kind of dialogue that you wanted to appear here between which character and what character, and how it progressed to the next scene. So when you have a storyboard, you are planning for the kind of shots to be taken and what scenes that is going to happen next and next and next until the very end. You might even spend a lot of storyboard. This is only a sample of 6 scenes. In fact, for a film, you'll be facing thousands of storyboards. But this is a mini documentary. I'm not expecting it to be 1,000. Perhaps numbers of 30 scenes, 40 scenes is up to you. Okay, right, next we look at the camera shot angles. There are several types of camera shots that you might want to look at. We have eye level shot, low angle shot, high angle shot, hip angle shot, knee level shot, ground level shot, shoulder level shot, Dutch angle shot, overhead shot, aerial shot, and there are in fact many other kind of shots. I will not be delving inside everything here, but apart from all the shots, which shot is suitable for mini documentary? So this I put here short angle, for example, eye level, and the simplified description about this angle to be used for documentary. If you look at eye level, then you can see the description is a neutral and realistic perspective, often used for interviews. If you are doing an interview, you might want to have a camera shot at eye level because it creates kind of like intimacy between the interviewer and the interviewee. And high angle, low angle, you can just read it here. I put it here for you to read it later. Obviously, if you guys refer to the video, there will also be a PDF accompanying the video as well. Okay, next, look at the camera motion. Okay, a motion creates a dynamic in terms of making the video more impactful. If the video only, for example, only static, doesn't move anything, then the video might be very boring. So that's why, for example, if I'm using a phone, okay, to record, I can just make a certain motion with my phone. Okay, I hope the camera is pointing at my camera here. Okay, all right, see, this is rolling. Okay, when you roll the video, okay, you roll your device, you create kind of a scene there, it turns around here. This is a roll. Then if you do a tilt, okay, the tilt, for example, to show something from down and going up. Okay, your camera stays at one place from down and up. If it's a dolly, dolly means you move towards the camera or back away from the camera. You go front, you go back. Okay, so for example, if a subject here, you can just go here or back. This is a dolly shot. Then pedestal, you go up or down. Notice it's a bit different from tilt. Tilt stays at one place, but it goes up and tilting up and tilting down from the same axis. But pedestal, it moves along. Yeah, up and down. And truck, you move it like this. Okay, I think this is quite, it gives a fresh perspective in terms of, for example, if there's a scene where people walk, for example, you want to show a student walking to the school, okay, instead of showing the of a pupil crossing the view inside your screen, you move together with the pupil. It creates a sense of dynamic. And lastly, pan. If tilt goes up and down, then pan goes this way, side to side. Right? So by having this movement, then you are trying to ensure that your video look more cinematic in a sense. All right, next, we look at the suitable equipment. Just now I show you that we record video by using handphone, okay? But that is not the only device that you have. You can also have, firstly, for example, a camera point and shoot. Okay, very simple, as long as it can record video. Or you could have a DSLR. Okay, for video making, obviously, having a DSLR is better because of the lens itself is interchangeable. If you could find a lens that is quite expensive and have a better feature, then the quality of video might be better in terms of you want to create a bokeh and so on. Okay, then you might want to have a wireless microphone, just like what I have here. Okay, this helps you to isolate the background noise. Okay, because we don't want the noise to come in from surrounding. And having a microphone here near to you, the mouth of the narrator, will ensure that the voice is picked up by the camera. Or you can have a shotgun mic. Okay, it's plugged on the camera itself. Next, if you can invest some money to buy a stabilizer, then go ahead. Because stabilizer, as the name itself, it is to stabilize the camera. If you are recording it handheld, then there's a possibility that your hand will be shaking. Okay, for example, if it's a cold day, you are recording the video will be shaky. What more, if you are holding a DSLR, which could be quite heavy, you'll be holding it and to record it for a few minutes. Then a slight bit of movement might cause the video to be shaky. So having a stabilizer will help that to eliminate any kind of shaking during video taking. Or having a, what do you call this, a cage. I don't have the picture here, but because a cage where you put the phone in and you have a holder where you hold the camera is like this. This also helps to reduce any kind of blurry due to shaking of your hand. Okay, next we look at the another checklist. This one is going towards the end. First, you need to know about your filming schedule. You want to make a filming timeline and you have to allow extra time for any kind of delay. Imagine if you do not plan any filming timeline. You do not have any sort of what's the end date for your video making. If it happened that one day it's raining outside, you cannot take a shot, do you have any spare day to take that shot? So prepare ahead. Then interview planning. You have to prepare interview questions and who to questions. You might want to find them first and ask for permission and plan with them when to meet them and have a record of the interview. So schedule your interviews first. And then filming. You have that storyboard, follow it and the short list because you have already mentioned here what kind of shot that you want. Then do record multiple takes if needed because sometimes one shot is not enough. There might be certain circumstances where the video taken was not even picking up the voice from the microphone, whether there's something wrong with the video, whether there's a car or garbage truck that you feel that do not need to appear inside the video and suddenly running behind you and feel, this ruined my shot. Okay, do you have an extra shot? No? Too bad. So that's why take multiple takes. Take multiple takes sounds very repetitive. Shoot multiple takes if needed. Next, we have to review the footage. Before you combine everything to make the video, review it first and note what needs editing. Certain video can be chosen. Certain video we can be discarded because we feel that, this video, A video is better quality than B video. We choose A video. So that's why you have to watch all footage and choose which one is relevant. Then you come to the most important aspect, which is editing. You want to put the footage in the order, and then you want to put narration, whether it is recorded as a voiceover, and you put in some music or effects to enhance the video. And lastly, final review. Watch the final version, check for any errors. If there's any error, go back to editing. And the most important thing before you submit the video is to credit everyone that is involved, and also to acknowledge any kind of sources and help that you get during the video making. Okay, we go to the next one. Editing software. Firstly, the most easiest one for students, you can use Canva. Okay, Canva is very easy. It's not that difficult, but it is quite simple. Too simple for me, in fact. But I know these days, pupils are very used to CapCut. You can install it inside your mobile phone, Android or iOS, or you can install it inside your laptop. Okay, so having a free version is okay, right? Of course, you want to sign up for the pro version, is up to you. But if you want to invest some money to buy software, editing software, for example, Filmora or Movavi, then go ahead. This is quite easy to be used, not that difficult. But if you want to go much more into intermediate aspect of video making software, then you might want to look at DaVinci Resolve. Again, very expensive, but it is of intermediate use. It doesn't have that many aspects to be controlled. But if you want to really spend a whole lot of money, your teacher or your parents have a lot of money to say, let's buy this software, then go for the professional software. For example, Adobe Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro X. And this one is only available for Mac OS on Apple. Okay, this is quite expensive. For me, don't just go to your parents and say, Dad, I want to make a mini documentary. I want to be a filmmaker. So this is my chance. I want to try Adobe Premiere Pro. That's a not good enough reason for you to, persuade your father to buy you a software. You try out first the Canva or the CapCut. Prove your worth inside mini documentary, and we'll see where it goes. Okay, next. We look at, this is the example of a simplified timeline inside editing video. If you look at the below part, is where how the clips or the video clips are arranged. Then you have the opening titles. Usually this is where you put the title. And the clip sequence, video 1, video 2. And between video 1, video 2, towards video 3 and 4, then we put a transition. And then we put caption and credit and the audio down there. And timeline, as the name itself suggests, is a time. It's a timeline. It's a line that shows how the video progressed towards the end of the time itself. Okay, next. Okay, this is another focus on how layers work inside a timeline. The caption usually on above, this is where you put the text if it appears in the video. Then we look at the video A, video B, video C. If it's in the order, it will be stuck together, glued together to form one continuous video of several clips. Then we put in the sound or music down there. Okay, this is an example of layering in editing software. And then we look at editing transition. I will not delve inside this too much, but there are certain transition type that you could use. Normally a cut, dissolve, fade in, fade out, wipe, slide, and match cut, as well as description and usage. For example, I will look at dissolve. Dissolve usage in documentaries is always trying to indicate a passage of time or change of location. Because when you use a dissolve transition, it tries to blend in between the scene A into scene B in a very soft kind of transition. So it tells you a story that is not very sudden. So it's not very like surprise and then change location. It will create kind of like surprise for the judges. And we don't like surprises. Okay, next. And lastly, credits. Please make sure to organize your records. When you do a lot of recording, when you do a lot of sources, where you take some videos from the internet, whether you take some music from the internet, or any sort of things that you use, please organize your records first. Don't do everything and then find it later, just like doing an assignment. Okay, you need to, whatever video that you find, have the record first. And then only you attribute it according to video clips or footage, then followed by audio clips or the music, images, and software that you use. So when you have this, you can document it and submit it together with your mini documentary. Okay, so with that, we hope that for mini documentary, with all the sharing session that we shared during this presentation, we help the judges as well as the teacher in charge in helping your participants. So with that, good luck.